Welcome to Santorini. Let me tell you about our day so far. We took an excursion from Royal Caribbean, and we went to Ia, and we spent about an hour and 15 minutes there, took some pictures, and then the excursion brought us here to Fira on a bus, and yeah, we're just gonna wander around here.
Yep, like Sierra said, we took the bus from Ia to Fira. We didn't have to go up these stairs, but if you're on the cruise ship, there are 3 ways to get to Fira. You can 1, walk up the 600 stairs to the top, you can ride a donkey up the 600 stairs to the top, or you can ride the cable car.
Here's a view of the steps from the top. There are 600, which take about 40 minutes to climb. If you climb, expect to share the steps with a herd of donkeys. Locals use the donkeys to transport goods from the port to Fira. Tourists can also pay €6 to ride a donkey to the top. Either way, expect to encounter crowded pathways, slippery steps, and donkey poo along the way.
Now once you get to Fira, you're probably going to want to stop, take pictures, look around. It's just an overflow of amazing things to look at, but you'll probably be best served if you get something to eat. We wanted to find a really cool bakery, get some Greek pastries, get some coffee, so we went off of the beaten path. I went to an area just outside of the cliffs and found this bakery here, where we were actually really glad we found it. It's located next to the McDonald's in Fira, so the easiest way to find it is to look up McDonald's on your Google Maps, and yeah, it's next door. So we ordered 2 things. We ordered a Greek coffee and we ordered a piece of baklava. I think combined it was around €4. A single piece of baklava is huge and it's really, really good. It's not overly sweet, but it's filling, it's multi-layered, it's flaky, amazing quality. Maybe the best baklava I've ever had. The coffee was good. This bakery caters to locals, so whatever you get in there, it's authentic Greek and really, really good.
We hung out at the bakery for about 20 minutes, then made our way back to the main area, ready to explore the town. We were in Fira for about 5 hours, but maybe closer to 4, as we heard horror stories of needing to budget at least an hour for the cable car down to the tender. 2 tickets to ride the cable car down were included in our excursion fee, otherwise it's €6. Not exactly sure what to do for the rest of our time in Fira. During planning our trip, we figured it was best to just walk around and explore the town on foot rather than venture out of town. There are many side streets and shops to visit, of course food and drink to sample, and picture opportunities everywhere. But beyond that, there's little to do. Right now, we're walking the main path, with the shops to the right and the cliffside view restaurants to the left. As you walk this path, you'll arrive at the Catholic Cathedral before circling the entire town. Just be prepared to climb a lot more steps. So to the left is the church, the cathedral, and to the right is the monastery. Across the street from the monastery is the Megaro Gizi Museum. It's a 17th century mansion with exhibits focusing on Santorini's history. Along the path, you'll find the Catholic Church of Saint Stylianos, which is one of the most colorful and Instagram churches in all of Santorini. As you keep walking north, you come across the 3 Bells of Fira, which is a famed church for its 3 bells, blue dome, and amazing views. It's also the most photographed church in Santorini.
So when in Greece, you eat gyros or gyros, and that's what we're going to do in Santorini. So, randomly exploring the town, we stumbled across this Souvlaki Pita Gyro place that had a line of people, so you figured golden rule, if there's a line of people trying to buy food, it must be good. So we checked it out, and they had a variety of gyros. So we got a chicken gyro, which was actually really good, one of the better gyros or gyros that we had in Greece, and this is what it looks like.
So it turns out where I was sitting to eat my gyro was the Museum of Prehistoric Fira. So this is another stop you can take on your tour in Fira. Santorini is what remains after an enormous volcanic eruption occurred around 1500 BC. It's believed by many to be part of the lost city of Atlantis because after the eruption of the single island, it kind of created a crescent island in the aftermath. Set on the exposed rim of a submerged volcano, Santorini's harbor is a flooded crater. Okay, so as we mentioned earlier, Santorini was created after a giant, huge volcanic eruption back in 1500 BC, and it created this caldera, which is a giant lagoon surrounded by steep cliffs, and it created one of the most beautiful islands in the Greek Isles. So this is where you can see some great sunsets and sunrises, and just really scenic views here.
And I'll just throw my my lasting impressions on Santorini. Not one of the my favorite islands on this trip, mainly because there's nothing to do. This island's more about the gram. This island is more about finding the spots to get pictures and not really much else. The souvenirs, not really as good as I saw in Rhodes. A lot of restaurants, so pretty much this is a stop to get some pictures, have some food, have some overpriced food, and move on. I mean, if you're staying here at a hotel, you have an infinity pool. Again, it's all about the gram, it's all about the pictures and the experience. It's a good place to spend a weekend. I don't think you'll have more than that. There's a couple of museums. They're not awesome. They're not huge. They don't contain things that are gonna make you stop and reflect on life, but there are interesting things to see. So that's Santorini. We're now going to grab some lunch at a restaurant by the cliffs overlooking the water, because that's what you do, and then we'll head back to the ship and end our Santorini excursion journey trip.
This is a look down of the Fanari restaurant in Santorini. This is where we were scheduled to have lunch. It has a great view of the surrounding area, amazing authentic Greek menu, perfect place for sunset. Unfortunately, we did not have lunch here. While walking around, we stumbled across somewhere else, had this crazy idea to go there, so we went there, which we'll show you next. But we still recommend the Fanari restaurant for a great place to enjoy lunch when in Fira.
We ended up going to Pita Tavern because they advertised as a traditional Greek restaurant, and they had a rooftop terrace. And this is the inside seating area for the restaurant. And this is the disappointing view from the restaurant. And this is a look at their traditional Greek kebabs.
So it's now almost 3 o'clock, and we are in line for the cable car. And yeah, 4 ships are in port, so it's quite the line for the cable car. Looks like it wraps around, but this was expected. You gotta plan for it, so we'll let you know how long it takes from this point to get onto the cable car.
Okay, so we're still on this line for the cable car, and it took 10 minutes to just round this curve.
I saw this poster while waiting online for the cable car, and I thought, you know, if I ever happen to go back to Santorini, I'm going to do one of these private tours or tour of the island. I think you'll get a lot more out of that than just walking around Fira.
So we are, at this point, have gone by, it's been about another 10 minutes. to get to this point. So overall, it's been about 20 minutes waiting in line to go on the cable car. It's where you can get tickets. It's all in one line. If you have tickets already from an excursion, or if you're about to buy one, it's all one line. So it took about 35 minutes to get to that ticket booth.
All right, so we made it to the bottom, to the port, and from the point we lined up to getting off the cable car at the bottom took just about 45 minutes. So, yeah, an hour, budget an hour. So there was a quick security check by Greek security, I guess, at the port. I don't know what they were really checking for, but now we are at the bottom and we are looking for our... Oh, by the way, there are more excursions and souvenirs, but now we're looking for our tender boat for Royal Caribbean. And yeah, this is it, Royal Caribbean. Oh, you're awesome. And this guy. And now we are just waiting for our tender. You can see Santorini up there. You can see the cable cars coming down. There we go. And the ship is just back over there. One quick note, when we came in this morning, this is not the port where the tender ship dropped us off. They dropped us off to where the buses were, which is farther down that way. I believe it's around the corner of that mountain. But yeah, this is the tender ship. This morning, 20 minutes to get to the port. This looks like it should be no more than a handful, under 5 minutes. Ship's right there.
This concludes our two-part series on Santorini. We hope this helps you plan your cruise stop in Santorini. Next week will be Athens, our last stop in Greece. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment.